Late March in the northern bush isn't the kind of spring that brings warmth. The snow is still deep, the wind still bites, and the ice on the lakes groans under the shifting temperatures. It was out of this frozen landscape, in the early spring of 1879, that Swift Runner finally walked out of the woods and back to his people's traditional hunting grounds in Egg Lake. But he walked alone. To understand the tension of that moment, you have to go back to the previous fall. Swift Runner hadn't just wandered off to trap for the winter. He had been cast out, along with his family. Despite his reputation as a formidable tracker and a guide for the Mounties, the whiskey trade had gotten its hooks into him. When he drank, he became dangerous, erratic, and impossible to manage. After an incident with a gun, the Mounties sent him back to Egg Lake, and by the fall of 1878, the Cree in Egg Lake had had enough. Swift Runner was banished, sent out into the approaching winter, dragging his wife, his children, his brother, and his mother. Now, months later, he was back. When a man survives a winter like that in the north, especially a winter where the hunting is very poor, he usually comes out looking like a ghost, gaunt, hollow-eyed, worn down to the bone. But Swift Runner didn't look like a ghost. Fed, strong. The local Cree gathered around him, their eyes scanning the tree line behind him. They asked the only question that mattered: where is your family? Swift Runner met their stares and delivered his story. He told him the winter had been merciless. He claimed the game had vanished, the cold had trapped them, and starvation had slowly crept into their camp. One by one, he said, his wife, his children, his entire family had succumbed to the winter. He told the people of Egg Lake that he was the sole survivor of a tragedy. But out there, people know the land, and they know the toll it takes. They looked at the heavy-set man standing before them, claiming to have watched his family starve to death, and the camp grew quiet. The suspicion was immediate and thick. A man doesn't watch his children starve while keeping a heavy layer of fat on his own bones. Swift Runner wasn't a fool. He felt the eyes on him and felt the silent accusations that hung in the frigid air. He knew Egg Lake wasn't safe for him anymore. After only a short spell in the camp, he packed his gear. He turned his back on the people who banished him, leaving the whispering Cree behind, and pushed further south toward the Catholic mission in St. Albert. He thought he was walking away from the lies and the judgment of the Egg Lake Cree, but he was walking straight toward the Mounties and the gallows at Fort Saskatchewan. I'm MJ Preston, and this has been a brief look at the Swift Runner murder case. Stay tuned and we will meet again.